Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Right now, a lot of things are changing in the aviation system and Nigerians are following very closely. Of course, if you check our playlist, you get to see some of the passengers who were on board that flight alongside a Comfort Emmason, who also have given their eyewitness account, but one so peculiar, and all of them seem to have similarity, all picking on the same air hostess. You could say that she's actually indicted in this whole matter. But one unique, eyewitness account, he even went ahead and showed that he was on board with an evidence to that, gave an account that can be refuted and ready to stand as witness whenever called upon, especially if Emmason is ready to court at any time. And this time around, he's actually a senior advocate of Nigeria. But before we give you the full account of his view, he was sitting quite close and he gave his for clarity, for fairness sake, for posterity, and for his conscience. He had to come all out to say his narration, which proves that he was on board, not allegedly now, but he was on board. But let's find out the reward system that one seemed to have enjoyed in a moment that is making Nigerians also to cry out for another reward system too, for comfort. Let's all continue moving in this manner. Well, the federal government has revealed plans to appoint Fuji legend Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as Kwam, as an ambassador for proper airport security protocols following recent controversy his conduct at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. One would say it's proper to also say that Comfort Emmason should also, in the same vein, being that a lot is going on to which kind of controversy going on, Nigerians are suggesting also that Comfort Emmason should be given also an ambassador to customer centricity on board flight. That's what Nigerians are saying. But let's find out the witness account that was given out to an unnamed senior advocate of Nigeria, San, who requested that his identity, hence 2025, revealed, has provided a detailed account of the events leading to the widely publicized incident involving passenger Comfort Emmason. Now, the witness who sat in seat 14B, that's 14B, described how he was seated close to Emmason, giving him a first-hand view of the interactions with the airline crew. He clarified that Emmason never refused to switch off her phone before takeoff, contrary to some circulating reports. Now, according to the eyewitness, the plane had only two air hostesses. Air hostess one, he said, and two. But let's go quickly to his detailed account. He said, eyewitness account, IbomAir flight number Q1513 from Uyo to Lagos on Sunday 10th August 2025. So I was on the now infamous IbomAir flight from Uyo to Lagos on 10th August 2025 at 1:20 p.m. I sat on seat 14B. The aisle seat on the left side of the emergency exit row of the plane. Miss Emmason sat across the aisle immediately to my right on the corresponding emergency exit row aisle seat that should be seat 14C or D, depending on how the seats were numbered. Considering it was a small aircraft, it could be said that we sat about 2 feet apart, so I was privy firsthand to all that transpired prior to takeoff and upon landing until I exited the plane before the entire drama began. I detail here under what transpired. Suffice to say, at no time did Miss Emmason refuse to switch off her phone for takeoff. Now, disclaimer now. It is important to state that prior to meeting Miss Emmason on the aircraft by pure happenstance, I had never met her before. She is a complete stranger to me. In the same vein, I have never met any of the IbomAir air hostesses before Friday. To the best of my knowledge, and I'm only speaking out now, out of a moral duty and civic responsibility to speak the truth so that everyone, whether highly placed or not, highly connected or not, can be treated fairly and justly in all circumstances. I must also state immediately that I do not condone or endorse the acts of violence and disorderliness exhibited by Ms. Emmason as seen in various videos circulating in the media space. It is not justified. There was only 2 air hostesses on the plane, which I presume to be as a result of the size of the plane. One of the hostesses approached us and gave us the regular briefing for passengers sitting on the emergency exit. This hostess was exceptionally kind, polite, and amiable. I will refer to her henceforth as Hostess 1. After the briefing, she asked Miss Emmason politely twice to switch off her phone. I noticed thereafter that Miss Emmason was fiddling with the phone with some uncertainty. After Hostess 1 left to continue her duties, Hostess 2 came with an almighty huff and told Miss Emmason to switch off her phone with a very high voice. Miss Emmason, in a low voice, tried to explain to her Hostess 2 that the buttons on her phone for switch off were not working, so she did not know how to switch off the phone. Hostess 2 rebuffed her and kept insisting that she switches off the phone. Hostess 2 then told her that the phone she was holding was an iPhone, which did not require buttons to switch off. The lady now asked the hostess to assist her switch off the phone, and Hostess 2 replied, "I am not touching your phone." Hostess 2 now told her to go to the settings and from there click on General. The lady now responded in an even lower voice saying, "Please, I cannot read. I don't know what you say. What should I do? Can you just help me?" Hostess 2 now retorted, "Please, I don't have time for your nonsense. Better switch off your phone immediately." The gentleman sitting to my left in seat 14A and I were flabbergasted when we heard this and could not believe that an air hostess could speak so condescendingly and unnecessarily humiliate a passenger, perhaps because she was a single female. We then intervened and asked the gentleman sitting next to the lady by the window of her row to assist her. He collected the phone and was assisting her. Miss Emmason then started asking Hostess 2 if there was anything wrong with being unable to read and why she had to humiliate her like that to the whole public. Hostess 2 now told Miss Emmason to keep quiet or else she would deal with her. At this point, Miss Emmason started cursing and told her she could do nothing to her. Hostess 2 then said, "Okay, you will see." Then she left in a puff and proceeded to the cockpit and never came back. Some passengers sitting afar who did not know what truly transpired were shouting for Miss Emmason to switch off her phone. However, the passenger in seat 14A and I rose up stoutly and defended her, and when they heard our explanations, they all calmed down and the flight took off. Ibom. Throughout the flight, Miss Emmason was upset and simmering. She kept on discussing the situation with the gentleman on her right till the plane landed. She was obviously quite annoyed. I also noticed that Hostess 2 kept peeping at our row throughout the flight. She stayed up front in the plane most of the time, if I recollected correctly. Hostess 1, on the other hand, was completely oblivious of the raging storm, at least I thought so, and was kind, polite, professional throughout. Hostess 1 gave extra water to Miss Emmason when she asked for it in flight, and also helped her with bringing out and returning her food tray when snacks were served. And also, as we were approaching landing, Hostess 1 also helped put away some of Miss Emerson's things in the cabin above before landing. Now, disembarkation. Once the plane landed, the gentleman in seat 14A and I jokingly that we had better get out quickly before a war breaks out. We both expressed hope that nothing happened as we disembarked. Disembarking was being done row by row, and just before it got to our turn, Miss Emmason exited her seat to the back of the plane, and I presume she went to the toilet. We happily disembarked, and I forgot all about this part in the plane until I started seeing all the videos and statements flying unabatedly. I hope the other gentleman who witnessed this unfortunate incident on row 14 along with me will speak up and corroborate all I have said, which is the truth. I am ready to stand by all I have said here and will be glad to stand as a witness if need be for Miss Emmason. Conclusion. Emmason never at any time refused to switch off her phone for takeoff. Hostess 2 acted very poorly and inflamed a rather simple and small matter, and this is putting it very mildly. Hostess 1 was exceptional, and if she were the one that handled the entire episode, this would never have happened. IbomAir needs to do better in training their staff to learn to be sensitive and empathic where necessary. Emmason's reaction, though founded on grave unwarranted humiliation and provocation, has no place in any sane society and should not be encouraged. Wow. Now, if you have been following our playlist, just check our playlist. It rhymes with all other, witness collaboration on this matter. I just hope that IbomAir will look into this same hostess too. Let's meet in the comment section. What's your take?